Yo, hello everyone. Welcome to another video, I guess. So today I'm gonna be trying as shortly as I can to explain like basics when doing a training or drills before the battle. There's a few things we're gonna go over. That is spacing, chance, uh, what does line, chant buff do, like explanation for some stuff. Because if you have a lot of leaves or new people, you should explain that to them. We're gonna go over shots, blobs, and basically mix of everything, fast-paced, like moving blobs, blah 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 blah, blah stuff. All right, so with the first thing, we're gonna be starting with spacing. Pretty easy, as you can see on the picture. But basically, when you start training, the first thing you're gonna do is spacing, and especially if you have a lot of new people, you're gonna be trying to explain to them how to do proper spacing. Basically, just tell them one cocaine block or that one like white dot in between each other of space. Even if they can't for some reason follow that as well, tell them to at least try when they form or where they are spacing, lining up, they do not touch each other, so you can at least squeeze between them. As long as they're not too close, it should be good. But basically try to do like few movements with them. Basically, place a line here, then go up a little bit, and blah 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 blah. Try to like get them, a little bit used to it. Okay, of course they can't instantly get used to it, but at least they will understand the spacing. Then second, we have chance. Now, I'm gonna mix this with explanation as well. When you're gonna be explaining to them line and chance, basically, of course, you're gonna be teaching them three. When a commander says 3, 2, 1, chant, that's when they're supposed to click Q, or yeah, Q. And you're gonna try a few times. What 3, 2, 1, chant, 3, 2, 1, chant a few times, and basically, you want them to get used to it as well, or at least remember it. Basically, and try to explain them why the chants are important. If you don't know, I will tell you right now. So when you try to explain them, try saying this, that chants are important because they boost your morale. Without morale, they are not gonna be able to do melee damage, and their aiming in when they are shooting is gonna take much longer. And then explain why the line buff above their health is also important. If they are not in the line buff, if they are in group or they don't have anything, you're gonna lose a lot of company strength. If they are in line, they're gonna be like reducing the amount of losses you will receive when someone dies, and that line when they're in line, it also boosts the aiming. So basically, you can quickly zoom in. Also explain to them that company strength up this below morale, what that is actually, so they can actually understand that company strength is basically how much company you have. I mean, basically just tell them that is how much like strength we have as a company, and each death results in us losing a little bit. And tell them that, for example, when you guys get further away from the enemies a little bit, when the flags are not too close from the enemy line and your flag, you're gonna be regaining them. Basically, the flag bearers are responsible for the company strength. Then on to the next one we have is shots. Now, when you try to mix up a little bit, or first you can explain them to shot, how to normally shoot. Press F, then left click, or left click F. Pretty much it. Explain them that when enemies are close, try to tell them that they need to shoot in the middle. Place their crosshair in the middle of the body. When it's a little bit further, like 250 studs plus, tell them to shoot higher. You can tell them just to aim head, because after like the studs, it's just based on luck. Will it hit or not? Then you try to mix in a little bit of moving up, shifting left, shifting right. Also, that is another thing. You try to like get them used to moving, and sometimes just tell them when you go up, let's advance, move up, guys. Shift left. Try to get them used to like shifting all around, going all around the places. Pulling, pull left, pull right. a lot of stuff. Basically, like break reloads, disengage. That basically means that they need to instantly run away and stop reloading. Try to explain that to them as well. Then, for example, try to do like immediate like countering, and then blobbing up. Okay, now we are going to the next thing, blobbing. After the shooting, spacing, and everything, we have blobs. Pretty easy. Try to make them understand that when you go into a blob, they form a tiny, like a very very scuffed circle or a group on your ping. Try to use your ping as an example, and that they need to stay together. Explain to them that if they go alone, the enemies, who are also going to be probably in a big blob group, they are going to easily pick them off and kill them. Then basically try that a few times. Try to do blobs, and one thing, try to explain to them what skirmish arms are, or skirmish stance. Basically this, when you press R, because that once they click left click, it will instantly zoom in. You don't have to like double press the buttons. Try to like get them to, you're in line shooting, and then you say, alright everyone, hold your reloads, up, blob in, fire and charge, for example. And try to get them to get used to it, to the skirmisher thingy, because it will help them. I mean, of course, it doesn't really matter, but you can still do this. But it will be much easier for them, especially if they are new. Try to explain them that they can easily go into skirmisher mode, because it's gonna be easy. They can just left click, shoot. They don't have to aim in too much if they are close. They can just like zoom in and shoot. Then after doing it a little bit, try doing it faster. Now that's the last thing I wanna talk about. After all that is done, after the spacing, chance, how does this work, how does that work, shots, blobs, blah 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 blah, try to get them, try to give them a little bit more like fast-paced training. That means you're forming up. Okay, I don't really want to ping now. Wait, give me a second. I'm just gonna show you what I mean. Basically, try to make it fast. So you want to do like this, move up. They shoot a few times, blah 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 blah. Then you move up the line again, then shoot, again, and then you go. All right, hold your shots, hold your shots. All right, up, fire and charge. On my ping. Try to get them to stay on your ping, because that's gonna train them to always stay in the group. Yeah, that's gonna make them actually, follow the actual blobbing charging thingy. And then you just, if you try to like blah 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 a little bit, then pull, and everyone counter. Then you try to ping it again for them. You make them stay here, to understand the counter. Hold the blob. Basically, try to also teach them the holding blob. It's just a blob, but you hold it on the spot that you're pinging. You don't want them to go forward. Just let the enemies come to you. Then you pull back. Let's say they also pull. They reform. Shoot. 3, 2, 1. Chant. You shoot a little bit. Let them shoot targets, and then you move up. Reform again. And then, for example, you shift left, come on around, shift left, blah 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 blah, and you reform again. Targets. Basically, this is what I mean by like fast-paced. Try to use everything you teach to them, or at least explain to them how it works, so they actually get used. Because in a battle, it can be a lot of movements and stuff. So that's probably how it's gonna go, and that's pretty much it. So remember, when you're doing all that, remember the spacing. You want them to space up, correctly. You want them to chants. Remember, try to at least do a few chants throughout the training whenever you can, or have someone a chanter. Do it like every half a minute, so they get used to it a little bit. Then try to remember them, the lines, the spacing, the chants, shots. Try to every time you're leading, especially Fusiliers, or training them, try to explain to them every time, like let's say you play the targets and you make a line here, and this is like 70 studs maybe. Try to explain them, you tell them, 70 studs, okay, 60 studs, shoot in the middle, blah 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 blah, Try to like tell them where to shoot, because it will help them a lot. They will get used to the shots. And blobs, remember to go, don't always blob all the time. Try to utilize everything. and try to do it sometimes, you know, fast. Move up, blah, 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 shift back and stuff. Shift left, you know, re-angle and stuff. And it's gonna help them a lot. You will also see a lot of potential in them as well. But basically, you're just trying to actually, you know, teach them the basics of the game. There's a lot of advanced stuff, but for now, as long as you can do these basic things, you're a certified drill instructor. Hoorah, Marines! I'm joking. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this video wasn't too long. And that's pretty much it. I hope you try to remember everything. It's not that hard. Just spacing shots, chance, explaining some stuff, blobs, etc, etc. Well, thanks for watching and see you in the next video maybe. Bye bye.